Hello. Okay, a client lab review, and I'm very excited about this one. This one is actually a follow-up. I'm going to show you in the labs. I did a video on this client as well when she first started, and now we're doing a follow-up to all the hard work that she's done, and it is showing on her labs. So, but first and foremost, I'm going to show you her in-body scan. So you can see on her in-body scan, she dropped 2% on body fat. She is down almost 7 pounds, even more now, but down almost 7 pounds and looking really, really good. So we didn't just lose weight, because you can lose weight and actually increase body fat if you're not doing weight loss correctly, basically. The easiest way to say that, I guess. So we decreased body fat, we decreased her body weight, and then let's get into the good stuff here. So on her labs, we pull up the first page here. So we had some really good things happen, and then we had some things that we're going to work on and address as well. So first up here on her first page, you can see the glucose. You can see that the insulin jumped quite a bit. So it's still within a good range. It's just jumped more than what I'd like. And so that means that I don't want to have, between now and the next labs, I don't want to have that jump again, because then we will be outside of good ranges. So we're really going to focus on the quality of the food and what we're eating and finding out what is driving those insulin levels up. But if you come now here to the sex hormones, okay, this client had, I should have said this at the beginning, has Hashimotos and estrogen dominance, okay? And so here are the big markers for both of those. If you look at the previous estrogen, it was at 669. She is now at 183. That is a 500-point drop. She is now in optimal ranges. She is feeling good. So what happens when we have high estrogen is it sends us into fat storing mode. So what happens when you're pregnant? You have the estrogen levels increase like crazy so that you store fat so that you protect that little baby, okay? That's just the body's mechanism with increased estrogen. Well, she's not pregnant and we don't want that. But on top, when we're not pregnant, we have that much estrogen going in the body, it starts to cause just all kinds of havoc on the body and inflammation and all the symptoms that come along with it. The biggest thing that helped with this, well, it was a lot, but we got her digestion straightened out. She was only going to the bathroom, and having a bowel movement, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and they weren't good. It was still considered constipation. She is now going to the bathroom regularly, every day, full void, if you're familiar with the Bristol stool chart, she's a number 4 every day, which is perfection, okay? Because we get rid of excess hormones through poop, okay? So you gotta poop every day. So we got digestion straightened out, and just everything else fell into place as soon as we got that lined up. So the estrogen looks really good. Her progesterone levels look good for her age. Her free testosterone levels look great for her age. Just great, period. But even at her age, she's 46, I believe, 46. Forgive me, 47. They look fantastic for her age, okay? Then we go down and you keep looking down at the thyroid panels here, okay? Her TSH looks good, the T3 looks good, the reverse T3 looks good, the T4 looks good, and then look at the TPO, okay? This is the marker for Hashimoto's. Ideally, we're gonna get this number down to 50, but she started at 179 and we're at 113. That is a 66, I can't add. What is 6 and 3? Yeah, 66 point drop in her TPO, which is fantastic. That took a lot of lifestyle changes right there to bring that number down. So hopefully we can get that down close to 50. I don't see why she can't. Look at that big drop with the work that she did. She just has to continue on doing it, changing some supplements up a little bit now along the way as well. Now that we've got estrogen in a really good spot, we're really gonna focus on the insulin and continuing to pull that TPO down. And then this last page, you can see cholesterol and LDL are up a little bit. So we're going to focus on that with a lot of anti-inflammatory fats, some supplements to help pull those numbers down as well. And just continue working, but just kind of switch gears a little bit and change our focus, I should say, or just change the lane that we're driving down here. And then vitamin D, look at that. She went from 18.4 to 90. That is fantastic. Between 80 and 100 is the ideal spot for vitamin D, and she's there. Vitamin D is big for immunity, but it's also really big for neurotransmitters and sex hormones. It's a precursor for both of those. So when you get those levels up, it just helps you to feel better, do better, and respond better to all the efforts that you're putting in. So very important that we have that one up. And then the rest of her labs looked really good. So like I said, we're going to really focus now on cholesterol and cardiac inflammation, and then really focusing in on diet and trying to keep those insulin levels where they are. I don't want them to jump again like they did. Like I said, they're still in a good range, but that's quite a jump that it went from 4.3 to 5.1 in between our labs. So we just really need to pay attention to the quality of food that is being consumed. Continue on. I can now push her. This client initially, when we started, was in such a spot that she had to rest for 3 weeks, could not do anything, had to rest, and then slowly, there's 4 months between these labs, the original one and today. And I would say probably about 4 weeks ago, I let her get back to exercising 4 to 5 days a week. And that was for digestion. We had to get that digestion straight. And you have to control this. What stressors you can control is what you have to do to help improve those numbers. And exercise is one that we can absolutely control, as well as allowing the resources that we're fueling the body with to go to the thyroid, to go to the gut, and to go to balancing out those hormones, along with the lifestyle factors, the stress management, and all that kind of stuff that we've been doing. So a lot in these labs. Just incredibly happy about these. Very proud of this client. This is work. I mean, this was not easy for her to do. This took a lot of work, but she is now finally in a good spot. Looking great. I'll put her before and after picture up right here. Just looking great, feeling great. Confidence is up. Digestion. When your digestion is good, like, you feel good, right? You just feel good every day. So she's feeling in a really good spot. Now we're just, like I said, tweaking and turning a little bit and just going to tighten things up and get these other last pieces into line. And then she just has to maintain. Okay. But the thing with like having the Hashimotos and being estrogen dominant is the changes that she has made in those lifestyle things and the stress management. She's going to have to continue with that. If she slides back into old habits, old ways, all of that stuff will come back. This is not a fix. This is teaching her how to manage this stuff. Okay. You cannot undo any of it. What we learn is how to manage it and live the healthiest lifestyle that we can. So that's not saying that she can't do the things that she likes to do, et cetera, et cetera. She just cannot go back to a lot of the old habits that she had. She liked to drink a lot of craft beer and some things like that. And you can't do that. She's not in a position. She will always need to be gluten-free because gluten stimulates antibodies to attack the thyroid is the easiest way to say it. So she just has to be gluten-free. Like, she has it's a little bit of a damaged thyroid, right? Because her numbers were up so high on that TPO. We are now pulling those numbers down and allowing the tissue to heal, but it's still not going to go back and be 100%. And so she needs to preserve as much as we can, because you don't want the thyroid to go away, right? It's what controls our metabolism, regulates cardiac, respiratory, it has so many functions in the body that we want to have it and we want to live a long, healthy life. So, all right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I just think this stuff is really cool to do this. If anything, for you to somewhat get educated on your labs and have somewhat of an understanding of what is going on or what to look for, or even just what questions to ask your doctor. Because a lot of times they don't explain it. They don't take time and explain it and tell you what's going on. They just say, oh, here's your diagnosis from it, go on these meds. And that's not the answers. This client, she was on thyroid meds, but we're backing off those thyroid meds, or backing down on her dosage. I don't know that she could ever come off of it because of the Hashis, but we are backing down off of it or working on all those kind of things. So, give this route a try first before you go to meds, because as you can see, it is successful and it works, but you have to do the work. It's not a quick, easy fix, but you just have to understand, if you go on medication, you're going to pay the piper somewhere, right? If you're taking medication for one thing, it's going to cause issues down the line, and you're going to have to take other medications to cover those complications that are coming from the original medication that you're on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, okay, have a great day. If you have any questions about my programs, everything can be found at CynthiaWilliamsWellness.com. I have a program for everybody at any cost, from free to a little bit of an investment. It just depends on what level you're at, what amount of coaching you need, what kind of education you need. But check it out at CynthiaWilliamsWellness.com. Bye.